Welcome back, everyone, with the next run on the list, Carrion, any percent, run by Cinaeth. Joined with us is Cheese and Mr. Drake. So they're going to get right down to it and talking about their introduction with this.
Well, this is Cinaeth coming live. How's everyone doing? This is Carrion, and I'm not going to say much more about this game because Cheese Reaver has not seen it. We're doing a Royale with Cheese blind commentary on this. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I know nothing other than the Eldritch Horror that I can see on this title screen.
Which all of you can see, but I do know a little bit more about the game, and I will tell you all one thing, and it is total rip-off of John Carpenter's The Thing. But that really doesn't tell you anything about the actual game itself, so still no spoilers.
The Thing didn't have teeth, and this thing clearly does.
Hey,
so I'm going to be mostly
rules.
quiet once I get started, but I'll just count us in. So I'm going to hit new game, and as soon as I hit enter here, that will be the time to go. So 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so a couple of quick things. This is, we're straight out of the first screen there, as you can see. Basically, what he is trying to do is escape this facility.
Oh, so you get to play as the Eldritch Horror. You're not fighting against the Eldritch Horror.
Oh, no, you are the bad guy in this game.
I like games where you're the bad guy.
Who doesn't love a game where you get to be the bad guy?
Do you get to, get special powers where you eat people?
You do get special powers. We'll get onto those as we progress through the game. Now, what you'll see here is Cinaeth just got straight back through that door real quick, and that's going to save him a little bit of time with the screen transitioning back. And these big circular door you can see here with the green light, just down in the bottom left, there's a bunch of those, and he's trying to open those. Every time he hits a save point, he's going to load the game straight away to skip a couple of scenes, because that saves as soon as he hits that checkpoint. As you can see, movement in this game is fast. We are going real fast here.
Yeah, I mean, you're spending 5-6 seconds per screen tops. This is...
I would say in some cases that's an exaggeration. Every now and again you'll see Cinaeth do that as well, where he just transitions out of the screen and back straight in, and that's because some of these bigger doors open really slow. And so that's going to allow him to basically skip the open animation, and here we are yet again.
Alright, so what is... he's crawled into some kind of vent or something. Is that a checkpoint, or what is...
In this particular one is a transition to another area. They are all checkpoints as well, though. And as you see there, again, goes in and out of the screen, that door's gone straight away. So there's our big blue door that we're trying to open up. And as you can see... Yeah, humans don't stand much of a chance against this thing in those conditions. They just don't.
So are you in some kind of lab, or is this a military base, or kind of both?
Okay, so this is a underground research facility, and we're going to get a little bit more detail on that. Game-wise, you get a bit more story on that going forward. Now that death there is unfortunate. Back to the checkpoint, he's just got to do all those bits again. But if you look at the top of the screen, we've got the health. As you can see, Cinaeth literally has 1 health. Any hit is going to end him right now.
Have 1 health on purpose, or he's just not gotten the ability to get more yet?
He doesn't need more right now. So this little radioactive logo next to these tubes, this is our ability. So this first one allows him basically to become Spider-Man and shoot some webs.
He can also do switches,
which will allow him to hit switches through small gaps like that. Every now and again you're going to get one of these doors which you have to wait for it to open, and they are slow, as you can see. And as you can see, webs being used instantly, and people with guns stand in very little chance.
I guess unless they get the lucky shot.
Yeah. So back to what you were asking about the story. While Cinaeth just absolutely runs through here, trashes these people, flips a couple of switches, and opens doors. So see how we've got those little tentacles going behind the door on the top there, the circular door? That's because he's already hit 2 of the markers. He's got to get the 3rd one to open that, and that's going to open up this area to the next area. Well, with the story then, Cheese, so we're going to see him play as a human in a moment or two. But what basically happens is this research team, with all the guns obviously, has arrived here to find out what happened at this research facility, why it was locked down and shut up. And They are going to find out hard, and we are going to demonstrate it to them.
Gotcha. All right, so you are the reason for the lockdown.
You are the reason for the lockdown, and it's to stop you from having escaped, and that's why our objective in this game is to escape. I won't lie, I don't remember what this big vault-like thing is about.
And now you've entered the Matrix.
But we are going to get our little flashback here where we see the humans arriving. So, this isn't the only time we'll be playing as a human character, but I believe this is the only time on this run where we'll actually see the actual humans doing something plot-wise, other than dying, which we'll see a lot of, as you've already guessed.
I've already seen that. Yeah, there's already been lots of blood and gore.
Oh, there's plenty.
And if that blood and gore has disturbed you, perhaps you should contact To Write Love on Our Arms, who provide mental health stuff. I don't know the spiel. Somebody else does.
Yes, so if you have been traumatized by the blood, you can... To Write Love on Our Arms is all about helping people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide, as well as just general mental health problems. And they reach out to a lot of different communities, a lot of different organizations, and fund them. And they're generally just all around good at what they do.
I said I would try the smooth segue, but, you know.
I understand. I was just sitting here, and I was like, you gave me the opportunity.
I should have got the text off you beforehand, because I think there is maybe a couple of opportunities throughout this run for it. So we'll try and be like, Meta's going to tell you a little bit about that. Okay, we'll see if we can drop another one in as we go through the run now and try and make it a bit less. I don't know how to describe that. It's not subtle, but it's not really blunt, is it? It's something altogether unto itself.
It's fine. I think people are just enjoying listening to you guys talk in the first place.
Okay, he's in your uranium mine. Radioactivity is always good for eldritch horrors.
You know what? I can't argue with you on that, especially when you are the eldritch horror. I mean, you know, it's just how it is. So, in this area now, we are going to pick up our second ability, which I think is fairly soon. It's hard to know because this speed run is so fast that sometimes I'm like, wait, have we passed it? Have we got to it? Where are we? I know we haven't actually passed it, and we'll get to why when we get to it. But yeah, as you can see, Cinaeth's just hitting all these checkpoints, and he's going to hit to a black door.
Now I see, for the most part, he seems to not be killing enemies if he doesn't have to. Like, is there no real benefit to killing enemies other than they're in your way?
Well, in many cases, because they heal you, which has just become a lot more relevant. So that second ability we've just picked up is a dash ability. And as you can see, he's a lot bigger and he's got a lot more health. And the health bar is two different colours if you look at it. Now, if you're in the second colour, that means you're the larger form. If you're in the short this first colour, you're in the smaller form. The smaller form can't use the dash ability, and the larger form can't use the Spider-Man ability. So,
Can you purposely damage yourself into the smaller form, or...?
You most certainly can. There is also places where you can get into like underwater sort of areas and dump parts of your body to make yourself smaller and come back and pick it up afterwards. So,
nice.
You know, I'm assuming in a vanilla playthrough, you know, casual playthrough, that's a little bit of a like puzzle type element, if you will. But yeah, something we did actually miss not too long ago is you can hear it growl. So hit there, he's just dumped mass to get himself smaller. So he can web shoot down and get this, and then he's going to go back around, pick up the rest of the mass, and we're big again. So as you can see, the dash, you've seen a number of times now, the dash allows us to charge through the wood as well, which is
He just eats it, yeah.
And yeah, eating people will heal him, and when he eats enough people, it will bring him up to the next mass size, as we've got right now. But obviously, there is a larger mass size, but we won't be seeing it in this particular run. So, one of the things that Cinaeth's done a couple of times, which it happens so quick you may not notice, you do have the ability to growl to attract enemies. And he's done that a couple of times.
I heard some growling, but I thought it might just be background.
Well, some of it is the charge. The charge has that growl effect to it, which is why we keep hearing it. but there is also another one. And this right here is actually one of the glitch skips. So he's going to do what's known as drone skip. So the drone's going to come out of this thing. He's going to absolutely muller it. And then he's going to take this drone into the next room. Now, I don't know the exact tech behind this, but he's going to take this drone all the way around to this switch here. This drone is going to... So he's going to grab the drone and the switch at the same time, one on top of the other, to hit the switch. Now there's two laser beams that will appear on the right-hand side. For some reason, doing this with the drone allows you to pass through those laser beams without triggering them. And triggering those laser beams would basically lock down and prevent him from accessing this little tunnel that you can see in the middle here that he's trying to get to.
Gotcha.
Cinaeth might be able to give us a bit more information later about the technicalities behind the trick, but to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure, because I have no clue why this works.
This is taking me a second. So yeah, I can try to explain it until I get it. So basically what's happening is that there's an interactable here with the switch, and then there's an interactable that I'm holding on to with the drone. I'm basically trying to confuse the game onto which one I'm webbing onto. The web will always stick to the drone, but not the switch. The switch will always... That's what I need to do. Being dumb.
But I'm guessing this is, what, pixel perfect? Somewhere close to it?
We don't know exactly where it is. It's just get it until it works.
Just keep trying till, or at least it looks like, you know, failing it once doesn't waste any, like, a real huge amount of time or anything.
No, I mean, if anything, it gave us a good opportunity to show what I was saying with the lasers, where if he goes through the lasers normally, it's going to just shut that door down, like this.
Gotcha.
But when he actually gets this trick, it's going to allow him to basically walk straight through the lasers.
Come on.
Will the lasers be a different color or anything, or he won't really know until he goes through the lasers?
You know, basically, because you know when you've got the trick itself.
There it is. That's the trick.
There you go.
Ah. Okay, so basically you kept your web on it, went all the way around, and then re-pulled it after the fact.
Yeah, yeah, effectively.
Okay.
But it's the smaller technicalities of why it works in the first place that I personally have no idea. Now, this game's equivalent to a water temple.
Oh, good, the sewer level. Everybody loves the sewer level.
As is tradition, you know, we've got to assume that it sucks because it's a water level, and that's just how these things work.
I mean, that is one of the universal axioms. Water levels suck.
So at this point as well, Cinaeth he's trying to keep a certain amount of health and then eat enough people to get himself to just the right point, which is here, so that's worked out fairly well. So that he can smash that. Now he's going to take damage to get smaller, so he can web through there. And he's going to murder that guy because he just wants to stop shooting. And I mean, like, why you got to be like that?
Hey, you know, guy's gonna keep shooting at you, you might as well eat him. I mean, that's really also kind of universal. If the guy just keeps shooting at you, you might as well eat him.
I mean, I can't fault your logic. It's not something I'm familiar with. Obviously, you can probably tell from the accent, I'm not American, and where I am, guns just aren't a thing that we see in any sort of regularity. So,
are you acting like cannibals don't exist in Wales?
Well, I'm just saying, if she says that when people shoot at you, you should eat them, I would trust them over me. That's what I'm saying. So, right. So it's also important to point out that in this area now, we've also, well, not necessarily in this area, but in some of the skips that we've got Cinaeth doing here, we're going to be bypassing the third ability, which is effectively invisibility, and we're going to be going straight to our fourth ability, which is, I guess, water worms. I don't know. I mean, you can see what's happening here. We're turning into a bunch of worms to go through these tiny things. I'm sure Cheese can come up with an interesting name for it. He does love this sort of thing.
It seems very tapewormy, and
it is very tapewormy.
Makes me want to go take an antifungal.
Okay, so we've got a boss fight here.
Wait, what you got?
So we've got a boss fight right here. This thing is a boss. Smash all the armor off it. as you can see, it gets nothing. You're going to smash the arm off it to get the human inside, and that's about as quick as it is possible to do it. Cinaeth did that really well. I mean, my description in my notes is literally, ooh, big bad boss, because that's how easy that boss is for someone who speedruns this game. So, yeah.
Well,
We're going to see those guys later as a normal enemy, because, you know, standard video game trope, boss becomes normal enemy later on.
Well, of course. That's how it goes. And now he's tapeworms again.
Exactly, and I think that might be the most one of the most unsettling visuals in this game is the tapeworms, I'll be honest with you. Everything that's going on, and that's the unsettling thing.
I can deal with bloodiness and gibbering mouthers eating people and whatnot, but tapeworms, you know, those are unsettling. I will agree, actually, wholeheartedly, that tapeworms are...
Okay, so just for you to be aware, in that room, just that you may have seen that there was a little auto turret. Basically, if he gets caught by the auto turret, things aren't ending well. So he does have the option to go straight through or to go under, and he went under, which is the safer route. Okay, this skip here is called Wood Skip, and we're in the final area now, the last area before we go back to the beginning. Cinaeth gets it first time. Basically, that's going to doing what he just did is going to allow him to skip doing a full extra loop of this room to get through this door, which is a nice little time save there.
Looks like he kind of put himself half in and out and got around and pulled the switch.
Basically, yeah. So you reach around, grabbing the switch, and then yeah. Okay, so also in here now. Is this the room? It might be a little room later on, but we're also going to see Cinaeth start going backwards through some of these one-way pipes, which you can see because they've got the arrows telling you where they go.
I don't have that ability quite yet, but you'll see it soon.
Yeah. Ah, that's right, you got to go get the ability first. There we go. Anyway, so... yeah, as you can see, we're basically just... Oh, is this laser skip coming up here?
Yep, this is laser skip coming up.
Yeah, so like the lasers that we saw earlier, this one's a little bit of a different skip where you basically dash through a transition, and as soon as you dash through, it's this next transition we're going to see. If you do the dash right, you'll basically dash straight through to the other side of the laser, because it preserves your momentum as you go through.
Alright, come here.
Okay, so as you can see there's a laser, there's a little thing blocking you.
Yeah, and you can smash through the wall blocking, right?
Okay, so he didn't get it because he took the laser out, so he was probably a little bit early or a little bit late with the shot. He'll know better than I will. But if he times it just right, that laser won't trigger, and we'll be able to just progress a lot more quickly.
This is not easy.
No, this
I'm in the wrong size
trick.
form for this, so it's screwing me up.
I can't imagine anything in it. Like, what's movement actually like in this game? Like, because, you know, you're just this mass, like...
There you go, so we got it that time, and as you can see, that's going to allow us to just skip straight through all of that room. One of the things about the movement in this game, Cheese, was, when I was discussing this with Cinaeth the other day, is that... basically, this run would suck on a controller.
Dang it.
You know, in the nicest way, this would suck. Unfortunately, we didn't get both switches before the animation started, so we're now going to actually have to watch a second animation rather than both taking place during that one scene there. Which is going to slow us down just because we got to wait for that slow door to open. But, yeah, so again, lots of save. Every time you hit that save point, we're going to load straight back up to skip that scene. And because Cinaeth got them to open both doors before he saved, killing that guy triggered both doors to open. A couple of drones here. The drones are a nuisance if you don't get them straight away, but that's like, still pretty cool.
That was the first time I'd actually seen a drone do anything but die.
Yeah.
The other drones he had grabbed, like, the instant they spawned, and they were just dead.
Yeah, and in that fight you just saw there, he actually did kill the other drone the instant it spawned. It was just the second one like there's some very specific movements you can do to one-shot that entire sequence, and
So we dropped off some
unfortunately just
mass.
slightly off, so that we can web shoot. That's going to allow us to get down here. As you notice as well, it also makes us a lot quicker when we do drop the mass.
Yeah, like, it seems like it would be really hard to control levels of speed.
No, I can understand that. I mean, like, this is definitely a run. I think I saw Cinaeth's times drop from like nearly an hour to 20 or so minutes in his PB in almost no time, just as he got to grips with it. Now that time, as you saw, he did get both switches before the transition, so we're not going to have to sit and wait for an extra door to open because that door is now already open.
So movement, I see your mouse cursor. Basically, is it just a click and then the gibbering mouther moves towards your cursor kind of thing? Is that the movement style, or?
Yeah, the cursor is where you're going to.
Gotcha.
Okay, so as you can see from the name of that ability, we now have parasitism. We can now take over humans.
Oh good, we gave him mind control tapeworms. Awesome.
And as soon as you take him over, as soon as you let him go, he dies. I mean, you don't have to transition into their body like that, you can just release them, I believe. But for that one, you can see why, so that we get that exit and get out of there the right way.
Right.
I'm taking a safety save.
Oh, totally cool. I mean, marathon,
marathon,
lads. Play it safe. So, yeah, now that we've got the planets and parasites to control, we're basically just going to be doing a bunch of different shenanigans until we get to the end of the game. So this is the bit where we come back and we're going to... Okay, he's going to skip under this door, because, as is often the case with video games, the wall on the door is not perfectly tight, and it is possible to squeeze yourself through it like this.
Okay.
It is, like, from when Cinaeth was explaining this the other day, it can be very finicky, so he got it pretty damn quick there.
I'm only 56 seconds above my PB, not bad.
And that's really not bad at all for this game. There's some things like that could go either way on you.
So this is the end of the game, by the way. We now have everything to beat the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is literally just...
But we just started.
Yep, shenanigans and backtracking now basically to the start of the game. Well, there is one
I will
last
pistol
thing to
whip the
pick
next
up.
person that says shenanigans.
Hey, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy stuff on the walls? But yeah, so there is one little thing we've got to pick up before Cinaeth can actually finish the game, but you need to get all of this stuff to be able to get to it, and it's what basically triggers the when we're leaving, see you later. So we'll wait a moment until he gets to that, but basically it's an upgrade to the parasite. So this is what I was talking about when we said about going through one-way tunnels the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately didn't quite get that, so it kicked it
And
back,
which
but,
ability is giving him kind of the ability to do this?
the
It's a
abilities
glitch.
of speedrunner and glitches.
Okay, so it's not one of the, like, well, no, I figured it was a glitch, but it's more of like which ability of the abilities you have was the one that made it where you can start doing that.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Is that part
honestly,
of the dash, or?
I'm not 100% sure. I would suspect it's part of the dash ability.
It's part of the dash and the parasitism ability. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm pressing E. As soon as I press E, I'm pushing tab, and I'm holding E right now. As soon as I let go of tab, this starts happening, and you start becoming this, like, amalgamation of flying tentacles.
And you're trying to slip under the door using that, or slip
Yes.
through the pipe the wrong way, or what have you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's the same trick getting under the door versus going through the pipe the wrong way.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like, in principle, yeah, same thing.
Like the same idea.
Yeah.
Seams aren't as good as they should be. Lots of tentacles.
Okay, so you can see now there's one more tube over there. So that is going to be our last one. And Cinaeth's just going to press himself up against this door and squeeze himself through again. And as you can see, these guys with their
They're freaking out, man.
hazmat suits, they are just freaking out. They aren't loaded up on guns. So this ability is basically an upgrade to parasitism, where we can now just transform into a person.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and that's going to scan you as human and just let you open the doors. So this is it now. This is the final sequence. He's now heading towards the exit.
So is this the traditional Metroidvania escape sequence?
I mean, it's the escape sequence, but is it the traditional one? I don't think so.
The planet's not about to explode or anything.
Well,
I mean,
some planets
if
probably gonna
releasing
explode
the
when this
thing
gets
into the
there.
overworld is making the planet explode, then yes.
Yeah, but we
So-
want that this time. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, basically yes. Yes, then this is the traditional escape sequence. So this is one of our final doors. The slow ones take so long. With everything, how quick everything else in this game is, it really stands out how long those doors take. Even the speedrun feels like it's done, and those doors were still waiting on. Right, so basically we're coming up to the time now. Time is when we walk out of the screen up here. So I'll allow Cinaeth to call it.
That's time.
And that is Carrion any percent.
Wow.
As you can
I'm
see,
guessing,
tells us nothing about the story other than what we gave you.
I have to guess the casual playthrough is significantly longer than 24 minutes.
So the first time that I played this game casually, it took me about 9 hours to go through it, and that was exploring the game, finding like extra abilities that you don't even get in the speedrun, finding upgrades to abilities, upgrades to the creature that you'd never even see in this. So
Can we just check real quickly? Are we going to be doing Xmas percent?
We have time if you want to do it.
Yeah, Matt said. Wait, what was it, Matt?
We have time to do it if you. We have time to
Alright.
do it if you want to do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna escape really quick, and the game's gonna close because I have to get back to the main menu. But we're going to do Christmas Percent, which is the DLC.
Oh, okay. I was with that. Like, what the hell's Christmas percent?
Yes, yeah, I know. Tell me about it. So,
And we were discussing this before the run. This is only like a less than 10-minute type run.
yeah, this is really quick. I mean,
Also, GG, Cinaeth.
Thank
yeah,
you.
of course.
Thank you.
GG. Sorry, like, yeah.
Very informative to my idiotic questions. I didn't get that nearly as many as usual because there was just way too much going on at once.
Yeah, it's fine. So I'm gonna hit reset on the timer, and I'm going to just quickly change my timer to the Christmas percent. So bear with me.
So one of the things about Christmas percent is we're basically going to start with all the abilities, which actually means we're going to have the 3 health bars at the top. But yeah, one of the things that you'll notice is there'll be like Christmas lights hung up around the base. They're not always really like big and standing out, but they are there. And the scientists are often trying to celebrate Christmas things while we do the thing to them. So yeah, Cinaeth, whenever you're ready, dude.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Is this just the game, but you start with all the abilities and you just need to escape immediately?
No, it's slightly different. The objective is still to escape. So as you can see, we do have all the health bars, but we're starting small. So Cinaeth is going to start eating a lot of people because he needs to cultivate some mass.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the the red form.
To be honest, you're not going to see a lot of it on this either.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. So as you can see, when we enter some rooms, you'll see like the Christmas lights hanging across the top. It's a really nice little effect.
Yeah. And so obviously this is much shorter. Is the layout different than the standard game?
Yes. Yeah, it's basically a whole new map. Significantly smaller than the standard game, from what I can understand, but it is still up there. So he's eaten enough now to get himself up to the mid-size. And now we're going to do a lot of door dashing and leaving gates open, like some sort of city boy in the country, which makes more sense if you're British. I don't know if America's even got it, like we've got it with the pass-through on farmlands and things like that.
We have cities and farms, but I don't really understand the idiom.
That would make a lot of sense. That's basically what I'm getting at here, Cheese. Thank you for the lack of subtlety, I guess. But
What I'm here
I mean,
for.
I wouldn't expect anything else from you.
I'm here for. I am a blunt instrument. My job is to insult people and ask stupid questions.
I mean, in fairness, that is a big part of the reason why we get along so well.
It really is.
So, yeah, same old. Every time it hits a save point, we're going to do the load just to skip a couple of things. A lot of door dashing, a lot of cultivating mass, a lot of, just killing guards. It's
Now, you said you started with all the abilities, including the even larger form. Does that include, like, all the upgrades to the abilities that we never saw, and the other abilities that we didn't see? Like, you start with everything?
Start with everything.
The only ability I don't have is the one that turns me into a human.
Gotcha.
Because yet again, that's what we need to actually get out.
If you had that one from the start, you could have just walked out at any point.
Exactly.
Come on. Me out.
Okay, so
There it
as
is.
you can see, door dashing, just it's not that fun. So we're going to dump some mass here so that we can spider web. Hit that. That's going to switch those gates, and then we're going to parasite into this dude.
Giving the poor guy tapeworms.
It's alright. I mean,
And you're having him shoot his buddies.
exactly.
You're a terrible eldritch horror.
Shooting that glass out from above, because that's going to allow webbing the switch.
You're a terrible eldritch horror, and your mother and I are very disappointed in you.
And, he's just going to go straight back to that dead body that he just dumped there.
Oh, so once you dump a body, you can re-parasite them.
Yes. Basically, you're just assuming control of their body. It's nothing to do with actually controlling their mental function or anything like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so we're just going to open the door. We're going to let everyone else live down there, but these guys aren't so lucky. Because
Gotta
yet
cultivate
again,
some more mass.
we've got to cultivate some mass.
Notice once you finally get to medium, you don't start at like 1 hit point within medium. You start at like 3.
Yeah, when you do bulk up, it puts you sort of in the middle of the area. So we're going to go up this lift now to the outside area. And in this outside area, we're going to encounter an enemy, which for the first time that we're going to see in this game is a flamethrower. Of course, stupid. How could I forget that? It's a flamethrower, and flamethrowers are bad unless we're trying to cut mass. Because once you start burning, you burn.
Thus, the references to the thing.
I mean, there's a lot of valid references to the thing in this. Let's be honest here. I'm not denying any way that it's not quite like for like, but it's definitely close in terms of the whole.
There's
setup
definitely
and plot.
some similarities. I will give you that.
I'll also say if you're going to make a game where you play as some sort of eldritch horror and you're going to loosely base it on the thing, I think you might be onto a winner to begin with. To be honest.
That's true. John Carpenter's The Thing is one of the best psychological horror films ever.
It is a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen The Thing, people go and watch The Thing. Also,
And
if you don't have
watch
Carrion,
the original
get
John
Carrion.
Carpenter's The Thing, not the remake.
I mean, why would you even mention the remake?
Because if they just look up The Thing on, Amazon Prime or something and see, 2014, you don't watch that one. It's terrible.
Yeah, look, if it's Kurt Russell, isn't it? Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah. If Kurt Russell isn't in it, don't watch
Nope.
it.
I'm gonna do this.
Which is actually good advice for most films.
That works for a lot of films. So we're going to take a safety save here, which is a good idea because, like I was saying, if we encounter this flamer and things don't go quite right, it could turn nasty. So that's a good safety save to take. And yet again, door dashing. I mean, it's just, let's be honest, it's a nightmare.
Nightmare, much like thinking too hard about the gibbering mouther that you're playing as will give you. Nightmare.
And if you do have nightmares, well, Medidol's got some information that can help you out with that.
Yes. People who are suffering from mental health issues, depression, addiction, self-injury, suicide, To Write Love on Our Arms is there. They are all about making sure people get the treatment and recovery that is necessary. They implemented over $2.6 million to different unique organizations for treatment, recovery, and getting people the counseling that they need. It is an amazing charity, and this is our third year working with them, so if you have the ability to support, any help is anything helps. Yeah, just
Alright, thank you.
Thank you for that, dude. So yeah,
You just got to control a guy with a flamethrower.
yeah, flamethrowers are bad for them as well as us. So, you know, I don't know why anyone bought one, because it just seems like a bad idea for everyone.
People burn just as well as Eldritch Horrors burn.
Exactly. Well, I mean, actually, no, they probably don't, having seen how the Eldritch Horror in this game burns.
True. I mean, people melt more than burn, really.
Yeah, that's true. But, yeah, so as you saw, we went over, triggered that switch, we're now trying to door dash back, and we're literally coming into the final sequence of this here. The doors have been really unnecessarily difficult. I don't know why they'd be in this way.
This trick is basically pixel perfect. There's basically what I'm trying to do here is line up my mouse icon to a certain point and use the DoorDash at the earliest possible chance I can get, and it's basically almost chance at that point.
Sounds like it.
There it is.
There we go. So, yeah, we're basically now...
I went the wrong way. Nope, I went the wrong way again. God dang it.
So, yeah, needed to smash that glass at some point anyway. So, yeah, I think this is the last DoorDash, is it not? And they got much quicker that time, way better.
Yeah, nice first try.
See, as you can see, when you get them, when the game is being friendly and lets you have that game of chance, it's so quick. Yeah, there you go. So that's going to open up all these doors, which, as you can see from the little exit sign, are going to lead us directly to the exit, which you guys may have already noticed when Cinaeth went and visited that helicopter that wasn't supposed to go to just yet. So, as with before, he's going to come over here and he's going to terrorize a bunch of people.
As is tradition.
I mean, would it be Eldritch Horror if we weren't terrorizing people, let's be honest.
No, kind of the whole point of Eldritch Horror.
So, as you
he
saw
got that guy killed by his buddies.
Yeah, they can still kill the guys who you take control of.
But I'm guessing you can't take control of the guys in the mech walkers.
No, because they're also protected by the mech. However, if they don't see you possessing the guy, they're a lot less reactive, even though they just shot him dead.
Wow. Wait, wasn't Bill dead already? Nah, you must be thinking things.
Yeah, so, you know, these guys, at the end of the day, they are the grunts. They are not the thinkers. So, you know, have a little bit of forgiveness for that. But, yeah, they're not very smart. They literally just shot that guy dead, watched him get back up, and were just like, yo, nice to see you again.
And that when you just needed to kill everybody in the room to open that door?
Yeah. And that's going to allow him to hit this switch, which...
Evil switch.
It is actually possible for Cinaeth to get into this room before he does that, but because he's going to become the human, he'd have no way out if he hasn't gone and done that other side first.
So once you turn into the human form, you can't go back.
Correct.
Okay.
And as you can
What-
see, even though nobody's ever seen this dude before and he's dressed nothing like the rest of them, no one is fazed by his presence.
He's running full speed towards the exit.
Oh, I mean, in fairness, the fact that the rest of them aren't running full speed towards the exit really says more about them than him. Let's be honest.
That's very true.
Like, if you encounter an eldritch horror, run.
It
Straight
really
up, just
is
run. So
the-
time is coming up now. As soon as Cinaeth actually touches the helicopter door, you'll actually see the human's hand reach out, the humanoid hand, for human form hand, and that's time.
Get to the chopper.
So that's a 2 minute and 41 second personal best for me.
Nice.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's Christmas percent, and again, GG Cinaeth. I absolutely love both of these runs. I still haven't bought this game, but I'm going to have to based on these runs alone.
I had a good time learning things. It seems like a very interesting game that I'm going to need to play because, yeah.
Yeah, this game has a lot more to it, and for anyone that is wanting to learn the speedrun, there are literally 3 people speedrunning this game right now. It's myself, the world record holder, and the second place world record holder that are running this game right now, and there are a good amount of categories you can run. There's any percent, there's 100%, there's any percent, no major glitches, there's Christmas percent. So, I mean, if you haven't tried this game yet, it is a travesty, and you need to go try this game because it's a lot of fun.
Also, give Cinaeth a follow, and thank you to Meda and the crew for having us all in here for this.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank
And speaking of follows, go give Team Green Gaming a follow. I'm organizing a speedrun charity marathon for Team C's to clean up trash 2 weeks from now.
And just to confirm, that's going to become a regular thing, though, supporting different environmental charities, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So every year we're going to do it April 22nd or right around there because that's Earth Day.
And I'm running Parasite Eve in that one too.
Yep, and I believe Drake is running VSR in that one. So there's going to be a lot of cool runs to check out in that. So definitely come do it.